Thank you so much once again. Yes, now that we have the Q&A in session, my first question before we take from the panel and from the guests, my first question is a follow-up to Brother Collins' update. Brother Collins talked about the new features that have been added to Oconnect, and one of them, which happens to be my favorite, was the transfer button in Oconnect. Brother Collins explained that if you happen to create a webinar and for some reason you will not be able to start a webinar for others to join you, it could be your location, internet connection, anything at all, you can then transfer that host right to somebody else to start a meeting for you. Now, my question is, what are the requirements for somebody to be able to receive the transfer right to be able to start a webinar for you? I know you have to be, do you have to be an Oconnect subscriber? Do you have to be a user? That's where I'm coming from. What are the requirements? I know Ash talked about it, but I can see if you can, elaborate or expand more on that. If I want to transfer my host right to you to be able to start my meeting for me, can I transfer to just anybody at all? No. That's my question.
No, you cannot just transfer it to the person. Must be first a registered member in the ecosystem. So you have an old mail. And then secondly, if we look at it, the transfer functionality, is it in the paid version or is it in the free version? If the transfer button is in the paid version, it means that person must be I think the person must be a paid version. It must be in the paid version, because normally when you transfer the host, the person have the host right. So that paid version must go to because I'm not really sure about that, but I think it will be the paid version. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe Robin will correct me if I'm wrong. But first, the person must be in the ecosystem, right? The person must either be using any of the free products, but when it comes to transfer, I think that transfer, if it's for the paid version, I think that person must be one of the paid version of Oconnect. That's what I think. I don't know if I'm wrong.
Yes, absolutely. That was what Ash had said. It would be coming through in the paid version.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm not sure if I can be heard. Like I said, I'm having in and out. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you now. Okay. So, Frank, can you hear us?
Thank you so much, Brother Collins. I think you did it just. Yes, I can hear you now.
All right.
Yes, I can. All right. So thank you so much for answering that question for me. And Robin just chipped in as well. So I got that. Thank you so much. I guess we are on course for the Q&A session. So Sister Comfort, if you want to go ahead and take it over.
Yes, guys, we are just looking. We're looking at the chat. Okay. Let me increase this font size. I'm one of those. Sorry about my internet. I saw a question here. Are they none? Okay, let me just publish it so that everybody can see. Can you? Sorry, guys. Are they none? Frank, can you read that, please?
Yeah, sure. The question is from Elizabeth Badi. Elizabeth, I believe, is from PNG. My sister Elizabeth says, are the non-founders brought in be also allocated with traffic from the holding tank? Secondly, can we share unpassing materials with them? I think this question has said over and over again. But leaders, back to you.
Yes, and yes, basically. Oh, you've got a feedback, Frank, but any non-founder that's been brought in that signs clicks to become an affiliate and activates their account will get customers that fall after their date stamp, so they will get customers. And yes, of course, we can share on passive materials with them because they are affiliates. you have to be a little bit careful, because you know that there's information in the back office for founders, but everything in the ecosystem we can share. I mean, obviously we can share things like webinars with them, but they won't show up in the ecosystem because that's for customers. So yes, you can share things like that. If, for argument's sake, there was an incentive that was for founders, then use your common sense, no. But at the moment, yes, everything in there we can share. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you so much. Appreciate you answering that question from my sister Elizabeth from PNG. Thank you once again. I do not see any question in the chat right now, currently, unless, of course, Sister Comfort, you can see something that I do not see. In the absence of that, yes, guys, it's Q&A time. It's Q&A session. That's the reason why we are here. If there's anything that was said in the update, in any webinar, and anything at all that you don't understand, this is the time. We have people here. Robin is right here to answer all your questions, anything that lingers you. So thank you so much. You can raise a virtual hand. You can put your question in the chat, and we will attend to that.
Okay, let me just read this one from, can you hear me, Frank?
There's this question that I chanced on. I can hear you.
All right. There's this one from somebody. Sorry that my internet is skipping, and I didn't see the button to make it public. Sorry that my internet shut down and did not hear what our CEO said about pay in since card pay in is not available now. Is that something you can say anything about, Andy, Robin, Collins, leaders?
Well, what we explained was that the system is being ramped up bit by bit, and it's on passive that's controlling this in order to not overwhelm the merchant, but also be able to scale up so that everybody can get it. It then stabilizes, scale up, stabilize, etc. So. Yes, at the end of the day, the payment system, you just have to keep trying. Every hour or so, just keep trying as they ramp the system up. Does that answer the question?
Hopefully. So if the person has a follow-up question, let them type it in the chat. So this one says, I am Folademi Michael. My question goes thus. We were reliably informed that we were supposed to renew our subscriptions in December, and this would be from our cash out. How possible is this due to issue 0? I don't know what. Yeah.
If I may, Comfort.
Yes, please. Mm-hmm.
It's
Robin, I'm sorry to interject. Collins, can you help mute everybody? Somebody's on 2 devices, and there's this feedback that is quite annoying. Sorry, Robin.
Of course.
Collins, can you mute everyone, or you tell me where to get that? I can't get that yet. I'm not sure how to do that yet.
So I cannot do it. You can do it. So go to the top left corner.
Mm.
So there is a mute mic there, blue. Just click on it.
Oh, all right. So does that work? All right. So Robin, if you can unmute yourself.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks. Sorry about that.
I think we have to realize that we could be in flux at the moment. We're certainly in a holding mode. And so up to now, from what Ash has said, we are still currently on schedule for more information to be coming to to be coming to us from Ash before the 30th of November. So right now, what we know is that the first cycle finishes at the end of November 30th. And by then, I'm sure we will have had a message and a lot of information from Ash with regards to additional package options, additional pricing, and a lot of other information to help fill in these gaps. There's no point in us trying to speculate or make up our own answers to these types of questions because we honestly do not know. The next cycle starts December 1st, based on the information that we were given on September 1st, and based on the fact that there's been no change in information from ASH up to now. So as soon as ASH has got more information, details about the compensation, the payment processors, and the ability to be able to pay for OConnect, as well as to be able to request withdrawals of our commissions, I know that ASH will be coming forward with a lot of information that he's been sitting on, that he has to wait for to get legal clearance as well as other compliance clearance that he can then tell us. So please, let's not be worried, let's not be concerned at the moment. ASH has never let us down. What he has said has sometimes changed, but those changes have been for the better. So keep that in mind if you can, and help to reassure other people as well, that if they are panicking and saying, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay? And all the rest of it, just say, please just wait. All right, that's where we're at right now. So that's what my best suggestion to everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Robin. I think we're satisfied with that. There's nothing more we can say to that. So we're moving on, Frank, if that's okay. So
sure, my sister. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So
okay, all right. Do you want me to take the next one?
All right, sure, go for it.
Okay, this is from Nagba Tabasum, and the question goes, whilst activating OConnect, only 10 USD deducted from person's account and it is showing successful, and 107 is also there. What can he do now? I believe this question has, the person is trying to activate, and he or she is seeing 10 OCoin and 107, which I believe seems to me a founder's account, but I'm not sure why the person is asking what to do, because you just have to go ahead and activate, unless of course the leaders have any things to say.
As I'm understanding this question, Frank, and Nagma, please correct me if I'm wrong in this, the person was able to activate or purchase, but it is still showing the 107 in the back office. This is also because there is a delay in upgrading and the connectivity of the information that's being passed from one section to the other section. So again, all I can say is if it shows as a successful purchase, if they have paid $143 as a founder purchasing OConnect, then consider it good for now, and all the other adjustments, all the other upgrades, all the other blending and connectivity will happen as the switch gets flipped. So at the moment, obviously keep that in their mind, keep that front and foremost, but also ask them to refresh, ask them to check. And again, by the 28th or so of this month of November, I think we will see and or hear from ASH with some huge information pieces that will help to fill in these gaps. So if there are any discrepancies with payments, if there are any challenges with how the screens are showing the information, keep it as your list, or keep it in mind, because obviously it's your account. You need to know what's happening. But do not send, please, any tickets into support. They're not working with these sort of issues right now. This is all related to the financial aspect. This is all related to the merchant processors and the payment processors and the connectivity between OnPassive and those processors. So please, again, let's just be patient. Let's give the company and the tech teams the necessary space that they need to get this done. And just know that it will be fixed. And if it's not fixed when the big shift occurs, then the individual cases will be addressed. ASH has never, ever let us down. Please remember that. And if you don't know that by now, if you don't feel that in your heart and see that in the way things have been happening, then I think this truly is a time to sit back and reevaluate one's own belief system with regards to OnPassive.
Okay. Thank you very much, Robin, for answering that question. I have a follow-up. Even though you answered part of it, I just want to bring it up because It's been a couple of questions from some founder that I said I was going to bring it up today. So let me bring it up once again. One of them made a payment past few days. In the OES, everything shows successful, and the on the card it was charged 143 in the OES. But on the receipt, on the person's statement, I'm talking about the card statement, it shows a different amount. One shows $164.20, and there's another one also that shows $155.24. Obviously, there's a discrepancy. I'm not sure what this is. I believe it has to do with the payment process that you were talking about. But what would you want to say to people who are experiencing this, and what should they do?
If I may continue with this one, Frank, it's a case, this is something that we were working with Marty, Chris, and some of the others. This has been addressed a few days back. A couple of weeks ago, we started to see this. Ash and the teams are aware of it. And again, this is something that he will not comment on until there is a solution. So I believe there was a short video put out by Marty that was asking at one point for this information. It does not need to be done right now. So hold on to your receipt, take a screenshot, save it to your information. Just know that they are addressing this, and when there is a proper solution to it, it will be handled and it will be rectified. So yes, it did have to do with the payment processors, and this is something that is beyond what while these are our accounts, while these are our businesses and our financial positions, it is not something that we can go beyond a certain point in working with. Let's put it like that. All right. So keep the documentation so that you know, but also monitor, because when the big switch occurs, you may find that all the money has been returned to your account, as an example. That's my opinion. The other thing that might happen is you will be contacted, because remember, the company can run all these different lists. They have a huge database. They can put in code to get the information and the lists of accounts that need to be addressed and helped. The backup to that type of work is that there would be a call out to the founders through a short video, through a webinar, something of that nature, maybe even a letter from the company to say, if you have got additional financial discrepancies, please do the following. So these are my thoughts of how they might come forward. Again, all of this will be addressed by Ash, and Ash knows about it. He has been informed. He has told us that they are working at it, not to worry, and to reassure everybody who may have this, that it is under investigation and it's been checked and balanced.
Thank you so much, Robin, for answering that question. Appreciate that. Thank you. Sister Comfort, I'm just going to take this last question and I'll give it back to you. This is from Elizabeth Pade, and my sister from P&G. It says, I have lost a founder who migrated into OES as a customer. Due to email address issue, I am now seeing pop-up message that says this person is lost in the OES. Will the system bring the founder back? This is from Elizabeth Bade. Ladies. It's called Collins. Robin, anybody ready to answer this question?
So what we normally do when somebody's having troubles with migrating and customer OES and that sort of connection, we strongly suggest that they go back into their OFounders account and see what email address has been used in there as their OMail email, if you're following me. So first step would be to go back into the OFounders website, into your profile, and check and see what the OMail address is listed there. And if there isn't one, then it might be a case of completely redoing the registration, which is the ideal situation. If there is one there, then you may have to take that same OMail address, go into a login page of the OES, and use the OTP to jumpstart and get into the back office, whereby you can then check to see the status of what is there. If it is still showing as an active customer account, then you would need to cancel that customer account and start it again, refresh and go through the steps again.
Thank you so much. Yes, Elizabeth, I believe you heard that. Robin has answered your question. If you have any further question, please come back to us. Sister Comfort, back to you.
All right, thank you. I think somebody's deleting questions before we answer them, before we read them out. But let me try from here. So this is Lucy McDonald. All right, thank you. Which says, for those of us who paid for Otech the first day of subscription that is coming to end, do we need to renew our subscription for another 3 months? And how much would it be?
Robin's just covered this, to be fair.
Oh, sorry.
She did it. No, Comfort. She did explain, look, just be patient. We know that the renewal date is the 1st of December for some people. I'm one of those people because I managed to get all my payments done in one go. I don't know how, but I did. But not only are the existing customers likely to be handed out at that point, we will also know what the packages are at that point. So, you know, we are more than likely, we will have commissions coming into our accounts so that we can then pay it. And it may well be, and don't quote me on it, but it may well be that we get an option for a monthly payment for Otech. And bearing in mind, if someone has paid their first premium and that first premium is a 3 monthly, then you know, you're going to get a commission of $250 odd coming in, which means that you'd be able to afford it. You only need one customer to do that. So again, don't panic. Just and as Marty has put on here, look, there's some help videos on this Otrim how-to page. So please take consideration of that as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. So there was a question earlier on which was asking, somebody was asking whether would there be, okay, this is it. This is from Michael Foladeni. Will there be extension of time for payment? I know that Ash mentioned that in passing, but is that something you guys can say a bit more to that, please?
So if I may, again, following on what Ash has said in the last few webinars, we are waiting. So Ash has a wonderful way of sometimes dropping little pearls out and then moving straight on. It might happen, but we don't know. So let's not count on anything at the moment until we hear the next updates. We still have 11 days. And I know to some it's, you know, a fine line to the end, and, you know, one can make all sorts of comments about it. But the truth of the matter is there is still a lot of time. Now, has Ash ever let us down? Is all I'm asking, is all I'm saying. If you truly believe, then you know that when Ash has got work to do and things are happening, he comes back stronger and surprises us more and more with every next update that he gives us. So yes, we are repeating this same information because A, that's all we have. B, it's what Ash has given us. So therefore, it's a huge piece of information that we need to truly hear, listen to, understand, and help others so that they too can understand and hear it and not be frightened and not panic. Does this help?
Yes, it does. Well, I would say it does help. And hopefully, Michael, if you have a follow-up question to that, you can still type it in the question or the Q&A section. So while we're waiting for a few more questions, because I can't find one yet, Collins, please keep an eye and publish for us. Have this. Throughout the week or the past 2 weeks now, I've heard many, well, sometimes it's hard to say leaders, but just bear with me to say that I've heard a few leaders say, recommend that we should now spend our time like speaking to potential customers, potential affiliates, because since 2018, depending whenever you joined, we have been talking to ourselves a lot. Is that something that you here on the panel can add your voice to? And how should we go about it? Robin may speak. Andy, anybody who is who can say something. Marty, I'm not sure if you can raise your voice to say something on this. I think let's discuss this, please. Thank you.
Okay, so we have a system up and running, and we have the opportunity now to share our links. Now, Marty mentioned on one of his lives about Ivy, who's been or has set up a club in Otech, and put a note on Facebook to say, look, you know, if you want private club, why don't you come and have a look at this? Correction to the corruption. And she's taken on 1,000 customers. Okay, now they may not buy anything right now, but they may come back at some point in the future and buy something. But they are tagged now to Ivy for life. So yes, we can start to share our links if you wish to. Yes, we can start to find ideas and ways of being able to share those. I think Ivy's idea is absolutely phenomenal. We've got a No Connect that is fantastic, and realistically, there are lots and lots of different options that don't cost anything in order to interest others to take a look at what we have. Send out emails to all of your contacts. Hi, I'm moving across to a new email system that's totally encrypted. It's totally safe. I have any size files that I can send through. I don't get any spam. Here's my new email address. And by the way, if you wanted to have a look for yourself, here's a link. Now, most of you have got contacts in your contact box, in your email systems. I know I have. So just a few ideas. So yes, by all means, share it. You don't have to spend any money doing it. You can share it. It hasn't cost Ivy anything. She's just put a note on Facebook. And I think that's a phenomenal idea. You know, find something that you have an interest in and set up a club. Start blogging and every day, put some notes in that club every day, encourage others to join you. Fantastic. Thanks, Comfort.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, Robin, that was one perspective from Andy. You can share, you can create the clubs, you can send emails. Is there any other way of looking at this? Because we need to start doing this. I think it would be fair enough if after this session today, we say no more webinars. Let's go out there and take care of potential affiliates.
Absolutely. There's so many different ways to do this and look at it. Just to give you a quick information, Marty says, what a wonderful webinar that you're hosting, Comfort and Frank. He says he's not able to speak, that he has a full house, but he will send messages through and help guide in question answering if there is any sticky situations. And one of the things that he did say is that, remember, Ash has also said in the last webinar that there will be a lot more information coming the first week of December. So between the end of November, to reassure founders with regards to that December 1st new cycle start, and the first week of December, there could be a lot of information. In my opinion, there will be a lot of information that will be coming forth from Ash and the various teams. So I just wanted to give you that message from Marty as well.
Thanks so much, Robin. Thanks.
With regards to how to contact other people, we have a lot of information already. If you know individuals or you're part of other groups, non-on-passive groups, there's no point sending your information to a non-passive group. But if you're part of other business groups, if you're part of other marketing groups, you can put a link in, you can put an information post out there to say, without even using the name on passive, if you want to use that quiet mode of doing it, or you come straight out and say, this is what you're doing, this is who you're with, and that the tools that are within on passive will assist their businesses. Now, Marty, Chris, and I did a live yesterday And we deliberately addressed all the other online businesses in that particular live, but this also extends to people who have got brick and mortar businesses and the tools of OnPassive and how they will assist business owners. And a business owner, whether it is an online business, and we know the different names that are used accordingly, as Ash has brought love, and his goal is to lift up areas that have been broken by society over the centuries and the decades, as the corruption has occurred in so many different industries, and Ash is hoping to make the changes in some of these, and many of them based on the founder affiliates' connections and their missions and their dreams. So this online business industry can also be helped. And I think this is where so many people who joined OnPassive came in with that negative experience. And Andy addressed that in a webinar with Comfort a few days back as well. So yes, many of us are jaded or disappointed or disillusioned through what we may have been doing in that other industry and online business scenario. But look at the products, look what we've got within OnPassive that would enhance any of those other businesses. And I'm talking about real estate, I'm talking about health and wellness, travel. You can do all sorts of things. There's clothing, there's kitchen accessories, there's fashion accessories. You know, all of these different companies that are involved. Some of them are good. They've been around for decades. Some of them are brand new. Some of them we know have just recently closed again and shut down and disappeared. So choose wisely. Still do your due diligence. I mean, information is power, people. And this is where when you know your products of OnPassive, when you know what Ash is bringing forward, when you know that we've got an OConnect platform that will be able to hold 40,000 people without even dropping anything, without any hesitation, moving up to 100,000 people. When you know of organizations that have got people all around the world who will be able to listen to OConnect through instant translation, you know, these are things that you've got to know your product in order to be able to speak from the heart, in order to be able to tell somebody about what you've got. Now, this isn't for everybody, and that's understandable. Not everybody has to be out there talking about it. But for those of us and those of you who have said that you are businessmen and women, and you want to be part of the internet world, you want to be part of the global business world, learn your products. Learn and understand what you've got. The notes in the back office, webinars like this, ask your questions. Have your own OConnect events so that you can be a host and you can try these different gadgets and icons and everything else. I start to get very passionate about this because I've heard so many people over the years, and I'm coming up to my 5 years in the end of December. I wasn't out there right from the beginning because of my own fears and insecurities, but I've listened, I've learned, and I'm very grateful that I've been able to find my voice again, which is what my previous career on the cruise ships was, in terms also of selling and travel, et cetera, that some of you know me from. So just be safe in your knowledge that what you've got is good, and that is how you can share it with other people. Again, not for everybody, but if you have the urge, if you have that fire in your tummy, if you want to get out there, you can. I leave that with you. I know, sorry, I went on a bit too much, Comfort, but no. I start to get passionate about this because there are so many options. And this is where we have the knowledge, we have the ability, and we don't start to mention any product names at this point. You talk about an industry in general. You do not go specifics when you're talking with founders. We will have the opportunity to put our own affiliate links and business connections in the respective and correct platforms that OnPassive is creating for us. Let's respect what Ash asked us to do and not do, and that was to bring other products and other company names and cross-recruit within the founder affiliate membership. There will be plenty of time for everybody to know what everybody represents in due course, and it's coming very, very quickly. So a little bit more patience, and the world's going to be your oyster. These doors are going to open up, and the different streams of income from things that you believe in and have worked in and know about are going to be equally as exciting as the continuation of what On Passive is going to be doing and bringing to us. So, you know, it's time now to start to realize that the two can come together, but do it the way Ash has asked us to do it properly, do it ethically, do it truthfully, honestly. And then we can all move forward together with benefits that we can't even imagine right now. Financial, social, and everything else in between. Okay, I'll be quiet now.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you. This is On Passive. We can let you say it on and on and on, and everybody's happy to listen. Really appreciate. So, Frank, are you there, please?
Yes, Moses, I'm here. Thank you so much once again. A sister from UK, Amina Koran, just added something, and this is what Robin talked about earlier about positivity. She said she knows that we are taken care of 100%, and we all should be patient, and that's what we're talking about. Yes, Robin, just to let you know, Elizabeth Bade, PNG, says she got your answer, and she's appreciative of that. Thank you so much once again. So comfort, I'll go to the next question. Right. Lucy said she cannot hear. I believe, Lucy, it might have to do with your microphone, so you might want to check that. So I'll go to the next question. This is from Pendi Adolf Zambe. Please, one of my accounts is suspended due to poor manipulation of the credentials, but I recovered the email and the password, but they keep telling me the account is suspended. I think that's not a complete question, but the import of it is that his account, brother's account, is suspended due to manipulation of credentials. I don't know what exactly that means. And he's able to recover his email address, but then he's still being told his account is suspended. Leaders, what should he do? Brother Zambi. Is any leader ready to take on Zambi's question about account suspension?
I think what he's referring to is that he has put in his email address and what he thinks is the password, or what he thinks is the email address. And unfortunately, what's happened is it doesn't match what's in the system. So the first port of call that I would do is go to OFounders and check in your profile the details that are registered there. You may find that those are differ slightly. Now, I'm going to say this again because I think this is extremely important for everybody to take into consideration. We already know that several hackers are trying to get information and access to us. Pete Rogers has had his WhatsApp account hacked, and several people have been sent information about a supposed webinar from Comfort who didn't send them. So you've got to be very careful here, and this is why Ash keeps going on about getting information through the back office. My advice would be that you, for every account that you have, you write down your alternative email address, which you go into regularly, because if Gmail closes it down, tough. It's not On Passive's problem. Secondly, you write down the password that goes along with that. And then you'll see an identification number once you're in that back office. Make a note of that too. Go to your profile, you'll see your name, your details, and it should give you, I believe, your email address. So that's great. If you've got that, then you can at least put that into the authority side of things, from the ecosystem point of view. If you can't remember your password, reset the password, plain and simple. But once you have put in your password, make a note of it somewhere. Listen, again, if something were to happen to you and you wanted your account to be passed to your family, it's not, because you can't even find the details for yourself, let alone your family find them in the event that something happens to you. Please, please, please write this down somewhere. Put it in your computer or on a bit of paper. I use spreadsheets, so, and because I've got several, I've put everything on a spreadsheet, so it has my alternative email address, my password, my OMail email address, my password, my OES number with each of those, and where I want them to go. So, you know, this is common sense, guys. Please make sure that everybody does this. This is questions that should not come up.
Andy, very well said. And if I may continue on that, and keep a copy of it with your passport, keep a copy of it with your legal documents, your will. And this is what we talk about when you say this is the quiet period, get your affairs in order. Be ready for all of this. There's no way that a family member will ever have access to your account if they don't have your account details. So if you're wanting somebody to be able to go in, if you're gifting somebody, if you've got family members who at the moment do not have their names on their accounts, write all of that down. Prepare for the eventuality and be proactive in making sure that you have properly identified which position goes to which person, which position goes to which charity, how you want it handled. These are the sort of things that you can do now. And Andy's absolutely correct. This is something that you need to know, because you need to be able to get into your accounts. If you cannot, the system will not tell you. Support will not tell you. So please, please, please go in. Yes, it's a little bit of work. If you've got one account, yes, that's fine. You can do that in about 10, 15 minutes. If you've got more than one account, you know what? You chose to get more than one account, so it will take more time. But as Andy says, either on a spreadsheet or an individual sheet for each person, but put it all together so that it's in your legal documents, so that when we leave, when we pass on, whoever then is in charge of your estate, whether it's a lawyer, whether it's a family member, they will have access to all of this information. It is important, and you will be leaving them a huge legacy, but it'll be something that they cannot access if you haven't prepared accordingly. Do that now while we're in the quiet period, because as soon as we get busy, you're going to be doing other things. And you've got to start taking responsibility for yourselves, because I can honestly say, I don't think anybody who receives commission is going to contact me to tell me and ask me how to spend it and what to do with it. You all know what you're going to do with your monies when it comes through. So take that same level of attention to detail and put it into practice right now.
Thank you very much, Robin, and thank you, Andy, for taking that question. As a matter of fact, we're getting so much information, not only to our brother Izambi, but to all of us. Thank you so much. Sister Comfort, I'm going to take the next two, one from Solange, and then the other one from Nagma, and I'll hand it back to you. Now, question from Solange: how can someone assist me with a crypto payment? That's his question. He wants an assistance with a crypto payment process, I believe. Is Peter with us? Peter, I believe, has gone through the crypto. He has used it before. If there's any input that he wants to, any advice that you want to go. I personally have not tried it, and I wouldn't want to because I'm not familiar with it. So I'll wait for the card. But Peter, if there's anybody who wants to use the crypto, any advice? Share here with us.
Well, I have another way of understanding the question, depending where this person is communicating from. This is from home. Maybe they're asking for help if you can pay on their behalf. That's another way I understand it. So I'm not sure how we want to help here.
Yeah, sister, you're right. This is ambiguous. But I always say if, and I think this has been said almost every day by our leaders. If you're not familiar with the crypto, please do not. Just wait for the card payment. When it's up, nobody will be left behind. Everything will back up, come up, and then we can still use it again. So, Nagma, that's your answer. I'll switch on to the next question. This is from says some are facing the issue of inactive account and they can't open their OES, so they should raise. I'm not sure what Nagma is trying to say. He's saying that some people are having issue, their account are inactive, and for that matter, they cannot migrate. Should they raise a ticket? If I understand the question correctly.
I think that's what she means. I think that's what Nagma is saying.
But in this case, an inactive account, is he talking about O-Founder being inactive or their email address being inactive? I'm not sure what exactly. I think we need some more clarity, more information on that.
You are on the panel. Can you just explain it, please? Maybe you'll get help from the leaders.
Yes, that'll be great.
Yeah, Nagma is on the panel. Nagma, can you speak, please? All right, let's hope she shows up at some point to clarify her question. Somebody's raising their hand here. Yeah, she's raising her hand.
Probably.
Does she?
Okay, so probably you want to. Maybe he needs assistance on muting.
Nagma is a lady.
Okay. All right. Once we wait for Nagma, whenever he's ready, he can come in, and then so we can answer his question. Let me just take this one, and I
think that I just unmuted her, but let's wait. Let's just go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I get the mic option. It was disappeared from here. Thank you so much. I'm just asking that some are facing the issue of inactive account. OES inactive account, and they can't open their OES. So they should raise the ticket or they should wait, because it is written there to contact to support.
Nagma.
Yes, sir.
Nagma, just a clarification. Are you saying that you're having an inactive account in OES or
yes,
O-Founder?
In OES, sir. It is showing in OES. Whenever the person is going to log in his OES account, it is showing a pop-up message that your account has been inactive. Contact to support@onpassive.com.
Frank, I have that problem. Collins has that problem from the 1st of September. My main account was never going on. At some point, I could not keep waiting, but then I went ahead and used the OTP to access that account. So let them try accessing the account by requesting an OTP. For some reason, at some point, so when I got the OTP, I tried resetting the password, even though I was advised not to. And so for some reason, at some point, it just started working. Yeah, but then you let them access that account using the OTP and see. I think that's going to work.
Okay.
No, it is not. It is not working, ma'am. It is showing inactive account, and he got the mail from the support that company has refunded his amount of OConnect.
The company has, okay.
So
I think sorry, Robbie, go ahead.
I think Marty sir is familiar with this issue.
Okay.
He knows about it. I think Marty sir is just here.
Well, then, Nagma, if you're working with Marty, then I would suggest you don't raise it in here.
No,
because
I'm
otherwise,
not. No, ma'am. I'm not working with him, but I think he is. Maybe he is familiar with this issue.
Yeah. So the same information applies. They need to go back to the O Founders account. Do they still have access to that?
Yes, he has that access.
So they need to go into the O-Founders account to check and see if they still have an O-Mail account, email back there. And if they do not, then they need to check and see if they have the migrate to OES blue button in that back website. If they have that, then they simply migrate again and they go through it again. They create a new O-Mail account and they start again from scratch. If it's not there, but they have their O-Mail email in their O-Founders account back office, then they try that O-Mail account again in their OES login, use the OTP, and or try resetting the password. Sometimes going between the two, reset the password first, and then go to the OTP, will jump in and it will make it hit into the back office of the OES. Sometimes you've got to do OTP first and then reset the password.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And again, please be aware of the fact that what we are seeing right now, some of these are truly founder issues, but they're also connectivity. The database that Ash refers to also has limited space, and I'm sure we are well at the close to top limit of that right now with everything that's going on. So what the public is seeing, what the events are showing to people in the public, what the governments and the partners are seeing is the perfect O-Connect. And because of certain issues like the finances that are being redone and recoded and reconnected, we still have to have our switch flipped and turned on properly so that all those perfect channels and connections will come through. A lot of this may just suddenly disappear. And it might be straight into the proper way that everything should be functioning. All right? So these are issues that, of course, are concerning to the individual founders. So be aware of them, keep notes of them, but also maybe for those people who are sending these messages out that they're not getting something or something's not happening properly, maybe towards the end of this month, when things start to be reconnected and reset, when you start to see these wonderful things happening properly, please send the message to say that it has reconnected. I can get in or I can do that. It would really help to see the positive comments coming as well. All right?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, thank you.
You're right, Robin. We do like positive feedback sometimes. Like in the days we used to do the migration stuff, when people came back to tell us that they tried the advice they got from here and it helped, it was quite encouraging too. So people should always let us know, please. Thank you.
The other thing too, if I may, and I'm sorry, I've got Marty talking in my ear. He says, please, the how-to video link is again in the chat. And he says those videos are compilations and different topics that you need to go through, and a lot of information is in there. It doesn't all apply to every situation, but there are different situations that he has showcased within these little videos. Within them as well, it will show you how something should be, but it will also show you when it isn't and help you fix it. So at the moment, stay away from support. Let them work with the customers from what onpassive.com is bringing in. A lot of this are things that we can help each other with. And Marty has created some amazing little videos and short information sessions that he's recorded that we really just need to take the time to go through and work with step by step. And it's very easy to fix a lot of these issues.
All right. Thank you. So Tommy Howard says, I am having issues with downloading my contacts from the OES. If I click on the download button to export my contacts to an Excel file, nothing happens. I only see an round icon in my screen. I think that Robin has said a lot of stuff that covers so many things. Like we need to wait, we need to be patient, and for the new version and all of those. I think that there's certain things that have been covered in so much that has been said today. I'm not sure if we still want to go to this, but I leave it open.
If you can't see this in the OES, go to your Founders back office, go to the My Team section, or go to your users in the Founders. And you may also be able to download it, or at least copy and paste from that list as well.
So I've already done it and it's working. So he should check his device. When he said that, I look at the quest, I just download it now, and I was able to download all my contacts.
Me too. I've been doing that a million times. Many times I do that and nothing's wrong with it.
Yeah, so it's fine. It's working. Yeah. It's just your device. Check your device.
Try to delete. There's a lot of stuff that you need to delete from your device so that you create room for that. That helps too. Tell me. All right, we are moving on. I am just joining. How do I download the app from the App Store or here? All right. That looks like a last question, Brother Frank. I'm not sure. So somebody is just joining and they have this question. Collins, can you help, please?
So what you need to do is, if you want to download the O Connect app, please, you need to go to O Connect. You need to log into the OES. And then, you have the O Connect icon, the O Connect menu on your left. Click on it. It will open the control panel or the windows, the O Connect window. Again, on your left, there is the app there, the Android and the Apple app. Whichever device you have, click on it. It will take you to the App Store and you can download it. Don't go to App Store because you can download it. You can download a dodgy application. So that's the only way you can go to your OES. Go to O Connect, click on O Connect, and you'll see the app. Whichever app you have, phone you are using, click on the application, and it will take you to where you have to go and download.
Thank you. So I think, Brother Frank, I can't see a question, but then it's just time because we need to call one or two leaders to round up this meeting for us. But before we do that, Robin, the excitement about the O Connect having the live stream button. I know somebody must have tried something. I did try today and it worked, and it's so easy and so sweet, easy to do. However, I'm not sure. We had a chat one of these days, Robin. You thought that we were advised not to do that public. So is that something you want to go on it again so that people should know how to go about it throughout the week? Because people will still like to test that button. Should we stream live publicly? Should we do it unlisted, private and stuff?
I'm so not the one for this question. I've listened to what the others have said. Personally, I've not had a chance yet to experience it or try it. I have heard, though, that it would be preferred by Ash that whoever does try this does not put it on a public viewing platform within their YouTubes and that sort of thing. So if you know how to do it, and I'm sorry I don't, so I will defer to the others who have tried it and who know how to do this. Definitely try it if you want to, if you can, but make sure that your setting that is within the YouTube channel keeps it invisible or keeps it private. That it does not go public. All right? Because chances are while you're testing, you could be talking about anything. Somebody might even be between friends complaining about some aspect of Unpassive. You don't want anything. You could be talking about finances. You could be talking about your children and what they're doing. You don't want information like that to be out in the public. So just make sure that if you are trying it, do it within very specific guidelines and confines of not public setting. You want to keep it private. All right? Collins, help me, please. Andy, help me.
Yeah, let me share my experience because I did do it, and because I'm on YouTube every day, I think I can share a bit of something too. Because when you're going live, when you go through these stages and you succeed to be live on YouTube, you have that green button which says you are now streaming live on YouTube. So how to keep it either private, if you make it private or unlisted, both of them, any of them is okay, because if it's private, nobody sees it. If it's unlisted, nobody sees it. But then if you're sure, you go back to your YouTube channel and check and see that you are streaming live on YouTube while you try to make it private or unlisted. Tell people. That's what I was doing today. I said, guys, if you have joined, just let me know, tap whether you can hear